Okay, guys, this is a quick update. KTVB 7 out of Boise mentioned that they would be doing a press or a news update at noon Mountain Time, and it is now that time. I have paused the live stream on their website, so I'm going to go ahead and just play through it, and then we can talk about it, and I'll pop this online as just kind of a short little update video.
5-year-old Michael Vaughan. He went missing from his Fruitland neighborhood in July of last year. Crews have been digging in a backyard just 4 minutes from the Vaughan family home for the past 5 days now. Authorities arrested one of the people who lives there over the weekend, 35-year-old Sarah Wondra. She was charged with failure to report a death in connection to this case. This is her mugshot. News Channel 7's Morgan Romero is outside her home in Fruitland with the latest. Morgan, what's been going on there this morning?
You know, Doug, we just got here not too long ago, and I will say, compared to when we were out here Saturday, when we first covered that first day of the search, it is eerily quiet. But as we zoom in behind me, you can still see there's some heavy machinery at that house, 1102 Red Wing Street. That's the backyard that law enforcement and search and rescue crews have been excavating for the past 5 days. Chief Huff just spoke to us not too long ago and said that he believes they could be out here for another week processing everything. That yard so far has not been completely processed. He does still believe Michael's remains are here. Just to reiterate, Huff confirmed to us on Saturday that a very credible tip led investigators to this home. Huff says the tip came from somebody inside the home, and that's of course what led to 35-year-old Sarah Wondra's arrest over the weekend. Law enforcement and search and rescue using heavy machinery over the past 4 days. Now Huff says they're really in that fine-tuning aspect. They're trying to preserve any evidence and material. They want to make sure they're very careful and methodical, but it's important to note he could not tell us if they have found anything yet. But along with that backyard, Huff says they are going to be searching and processing the home. They are going to be going inside that home. They're still getting tons of tips and leads. Huff is feeling very encouraged over all the leads that they've received just in the past 3 days since this news broke. This latest and biggest development on this case since 5-year-old Michael Monkey Vaughan went missing back on July 27th, 2021. Huff says this is a really complex investigation, and he's going to continue to stay on top of it. He's going to leave no stone left unturned, and he wants to hold all those people accountable who were potentially involved in committing this crime. I should also note court documents show that a judge yesterday during Sarah Wondra's arraignment, after Sarah Wondra's arraignment, I should say, ordered a mental health and competency evaluation, meaning that she needs to get evaluated by a psychologist or a psychiatrist in order to determine whether she's competent to stand trial in this case, again, charged with failure to report a death in connection to missing Michael Vaughan. Huff says there is no connection, it's important to note, with this house and the people who live here with the white Honda Pilot that police have been searching for that was last seen in the area Michael went missing around that same time Michael went missing. I also asked Chief Huff if he believes any arrests are coming down the pipeline. He says he doesn't know at this point, but as we've been reporting, he doesn't believe Sarah Wondra is the only one with information about Michael's disappearance. Doug?
Morgan, yesterday during Sarah Wondra's arraignment, I believe they set the next court hearing for November 21st and 22nd, if I remember that correctly. Is this new development with the ordering of the mental evaluation going to push those dates back likely?
You know, it remains to be seen. It's all about resources and whether they're able to get that evaluation done soon. In my experience with competency evaluations, as people await trial, they have status hearings and then they have other motion hearings. So those could remain or they could be pushed back. I think we'll just have to stay on top of it.
All right, Morgan, thank you very much. Reporting live now for us in Fruitland with the latest on the search for Michael Monkey Vaughan. Morgan, thank you.
Okay, so that's probably going to get pushed back because everything I'm seeing so far on Twitter is that that Sarah Wondra, the person arrested yesterday in connection to the missing, in connection to Michael Vaughan, she has been arrested for knowing the exact information. I'm not entirely sure. Let me make sure. But while I'm pulling that up, she's not talking. She's not being cooperative. Apparently. The exact report: failure to report a death, felony. Said crime being committed as follows. Sarah Ann Wondra on or about November 12th, 2022 in the county of Payette, state of Idaho, did fail to notify or delay in notification to the coroner or law enforcement of the death of Michael Vaughan. one of the takeaways from that, obviously, like I said, I think that she is not cooperating. That's what I've been hearing, is she's being difficult. Things are likely to get it pushed forward. Huff is not saying whether or not they've actually found indication of Michael Vaughan being in that backyard. We're still seeing video of large machinery. I know that there was an update from a couple of the KTVB reporters last night saying that most of the heavy machinery had left the scene and that they were likely going to be working with smaller things like shovels and smaller pieces of equipment. It still looks like, unless they're using old B-roll from previous days of searching, it seems like they're still really using heavy machinery at this point, and it makes you wonder, and this is super eerie and super disturbing, is Michael Vaughan in multiple places around the yard? Have they found some, part of him to indicate that they know that he's there, and they're trying to find and keep the integrity of the case as strong as possible by finding everything that they possibly can so that they can have a proper investigation into what happened to him? There's going to be so much with this case that obviously comes out in the coming days, weeks, and months, but I would imagine that Sarah Wondra is not the only person that is going to end up being tied to this. She's obviously the only one arrested right now, but she's not arrested for the murder of Michael Vaughan, just failing to report a death. So there's so many unanswered questions. I'm just going to package this up into its own little video here because I know a lot of you are at work and just kind of want the general update, and most of you probably couldn't tune in live to the KTVB update. So I figured I would watch it as it happens here at noon in Idaho, and then I'll pop this up on YouTube. So if you found this at all helpful, hit the like button down below. Hopefully Michael's family and the community of Fruitland has answers soon in the case for Michael Vaughan. So I will see you guys in the next one, possibly even a live stream later tonight, depending on if anything substantial comes out or if there's a press conference or anything like that. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one.